I'm about to do something that a lot of you might consider to be crazy, sacrilege even. But it's a video that I've been waiting to do for a very long time, and I'm not really sure how to go about it. So I think I'm just going to rip the band-aid off quick and get it over with. Because I'm going to delete a lot of my old Minecraft worlds. This is the current world I'm playing in. It's hardcore. I'm on day 294, just about to celebrate my 300th day here. I won't get too much into a base exploration yet, because I'm going to film it all later. But I've decided that I just want to play in this world. And I do have a couple of different worlds that I do play in. But at this point, they're just kind of clogging up my menu. And a lot of them are old, a lot of them are outdated. Some of them got corrupted that I still have around. Some of them are old servers that I just don't need anymore. But I have a really hard time with just deleting them. So I thought a good way for me to actually get up and delete them is to take you all on a little tour. A lot of these worlds are barely playable, but they're older versions of the game that I still think are pretty neat, and I really enjoyed playing in them. So, this video I'm going to take you all on a tour of some of my old worlds, show you some of the things I built, some of the places I died, and then delete them. Let's get started with the first world then. Okay, so I have a lot of worlds. And I think we're gonna go back to the one I played in first. The first world I played was a server that I hosted for some friends that later invited more friends, more and more people were playing on it, and we actually did a lot of really cool stuff. I think this is a good place to start, actually. Let me jump over here. Because my fiance drained an ocean monument and was starting to put up this wall, which he has since finished since I downloaded this backup. But I just have the old version of the world, and not really sure what to do with it now. Wow. Sorry, I'm seeing that coast for the first time right now. The render distance used to be, well, a lot shorter than this. It used to just be ocean all the way around. You couldn't see any of the land out there. So this is spawn. This is where I started playing Minecraft. Just this wheat field, this little farm of sugarcane, that farm of sugarcane. Bamboo wasn't even in this version of Minecraft yet. But this was the historic site server spawn for the Mega Man Discord chat. We dug down a couple holes, couple blocks, made a little hole, and this was home for a lot of us when we first started the server. And this was my first build, I guess you could call it. This ugly granite cobblestone sort of textured box. This railway too, I learned how minecarts worked and made just a straight line, believe it or not. This was the first build I helped with. Down here was the thing that really blew my mind, because there is a mine shaft that starts somewhere around here. Yeah, right here, the mine shaft starts. See if I can get a better angle of it. We have explored thoroughly this cave system. Oh, it's even higher up. Yeah, I think that's still part of the mine shaft. But there was this huge mine shaft that we just randomly managed to dig directly down into. That starts here at 35 and went all the way down to bedrock. I started moving this way, and it was terrifying. I'm still on the same patch of grass my next build because I was too scared to leave this little island here. Here's the map too. Well, what we started of the map that shows just about where we are. Spawn is right where my cursor is, where that little rainbow patch is. And this is the billboard. So I built a tunnel all the way down here to the coast because I wanted to live on the ocean. So I built this little covered bridge to keep me away from skeletons and zombies because I did not know how to use a bow and arrow. I didn't know how to use a sword or an axe, really. So I just made this, like, one block opening tunnel to get myself from one end of that island to the next. And this was my next build. This other ugly little granite house. This was my house and my husband later moved in with me. We have a trapped snow guy because the snow guys are my favorite. Yeah, hello. This is my favorite mob in the game. I would peel this one, but I don't know. Look at my inventory. What was I doing? Going to the nether somewhere. Oh, my skeleton horses. We have so many skeleton horses in this world, it's not even funny. This was my big storage room. If you can believe it or not. What is this? 11 chests? Oh, we have a shulker farm too. I will show you that. But 11 chests was apparently my big storage room. Little enchanting area. Not too much going on. It is raining now, though. So I will wait for the rain to stop. And I will continue my tour. What day number was this on? 1827. Jeez. There we go. Beautiful sunrise. So next part of the tour. This is the floating market that I initially wanted to build. This is where I kept all of my villagers. Which I didn't have really in a stall or anything. I just kind of let them roam free in there. Which is a nightmare, by the way. I don't recommend it to anyone. Built a little dock that goes over to that little house over there. This was my little workstation. Just a sheep farm. Nothing too exciting over there. Witch hut. Which we were initially going to build a little farm around, but then slowly everyone just kind of stopped playing. Oh, there's the shulker farm up there. That's the shulker farm. Way, way up there. And I know exactly where that is because piglins used to fall out of it randomly and just hit the ground at Mach 3. Which always scared me. My little pergola over there on the beach. And then we can move on to my third home, which is where I think I really got going. Mob farm. Where I got going. Where my love of Minecraft really started. Was this house here that I made out of quartz. Which I regret immensely because it took so long. And this white terracotta. But I built myself a little beach house with a little frog fountain in the middle of this lake here. And this, at the time, was like my magnum opus. Just a weird rectangle. My cute little garden. I don't remember if any of these have names. My other big storage system, which was 6 chests. Oh, Wither Skull. Nice. I was apparently doing pretty well for myself. Little patio, but the basement is probably my favorite build. It's right down here, if I can get through the door. The staircase is a bit of a nightmare, especially going through the sand and the sandstone. But down here, I had a biome relocation project. So I did a bit of the ocean, a bit of the kind of snowy tundra, the desert that looks out into our little bay here, Mushroom Island, and the end, which... oh, and the nether. which I absolutely love how the end turned out. I kind of layered purple glass on purple concrete in the background, and it made this really, like, hazy effect to it. This little tree did not grow as much as I hoped it would. And I did have another one in here, but it kept... I don't know what happened. It just didn't look right, so I ended up just taking it down. This was also before the lighting update came out, so that's why there's torches every 3 feet. If you guys notice that. It's kind of a nightmare. Because things used to spawn down here all the time. And then my snowmen would die because I had torches in there. Before I knew they didn't melt next to lanterns. It was quite something. But this house is really where my love of Minecraft took off. And I don't know why it was this build in particular, but something about it just made me so proud. I think especially coming from the last 2 builds, the hole in the ground and the granite roof over there, this really started to feel different. Like I could actually do something crazy, build-wise. And then after that I did the big barn. Oh, I totally forgot about that! Okay, we have to go do that next. Barn, pretty basic, just where I kept the animals. Not really happy with it now in retrospect. Hello. This is probably my only base I ever shared beforehand, because I was so happy with how this turned out. I wanted to do like a revamped desert village, and I think I really nailed it, to be honest. Had a little pagoda thing, some little market stalls for the guys to work in. I had this building, which was 2 stories. Blech. And then I had this, which I'm still in love with this design. I love the leaf-covered kind of back porches, back patios. And then I was over here. This little 2-story house with a porch up top. Love this. This was really when I started doing texturing and, like, not 2D builds. Ow. Cactus. Because, like, you can see, like, the buttons and the trapdoors and... Oh, there you go. The buttons and the trapdoors and everything. It felt a lot more livable. I mean, they're all the same concept, just big, long rectangle, but these have a little more depth to them. And this is the blacksmith over here. And I think this is actually what I was working on last. Because there are, like, little blueprints for where I wanted another 2 houses. I think that's 2 houses, but I guess I just never got to it. That was another person's house on the server, their mob farm. That was the iron farm over there. And I don't think any of us literally went any further than this island. We all went further inland that way. Okay, bit of a rewind back over here. This was my Hobbit mansion, so Hobbit Hanshin, that I started building for someone who was going to be joining us, and they never ended up joining us. But I really liked how this turned out, and I think this is why most of my later bases look the way they do. Because I loved this concept. And I still very much do, but... I don't know. It's been a while since I've been in here. It's not as big as I remember. This was my husband's build. Back when Dripstone came out too, he made a little lava farm. But this is his first build, and then he did the ocean monument over there. Which is very close to spawn. This is why we picked this seed in the first place. Because we had the ocean monument there, and we all really wanted to see it drained. But my husband's the one that actually went and actually did it. But this was his first build. Pretty simple lighthouse. He showed me how water elevators work in general. He's got so many parrots in here. But this goes all the way down to bedrock. Or at least it did before they added deep slate. And you can see just a little tiny bit of deep slate down there. And yeah, he's he did a really good job on this. I love this base. Especially, like, the view you have from up here. You see all my cruddy bases back when they were bad and nasty. But that's where we're going over to next. So this was another person who played on the server. This was her base. And this place honestly blew my mind every time I saw it. She was super big into, like, contraptions. And she built, like, the iron farm. She built the monument farm that we have over in the ocean that way. Oh! Still got me. Good God. But this was her base. And I just have to remember how to get down here. I think it's right here. Her storage room, I thought to myself, how could you ever need this much storage? I now need that much storage. I'm I'm in a totally different section of the game now. This goes, like, all the way to bedrock, too, which also blew my mind, because she pulled out everything. This used to be a beacon in here while she was digging everything out, but this was her second storage room that was all automated. And I have the earlier version of the game, so I don't have the automation redstone all set up. But this place was actually crazy to look at. But yeah, this blew my mind, this storage system. I loved it. I loved this is where I fell in love with dark oak. I loved the way it looked down here with the red carpet. Oh, chef's kiss. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this world. This is one of the very few worlds that's going to be staying on my computer, because this is the only backup we have of this world. And this is my first world, so I'm a little emotionally attached to it. So this one will be staying, but it was really nice to be able to go back and kind of tour through here. But next, we're going to go to my first hardcore world, which I'm very excited to see. Where am I? Oh, it's going to be nighttime. Oh, I know where I am. How do I get out of here? There we go. Wow. Wow. I have not seen this world in a while either. There should be a boat. I'm still in iron armor. What day is it? 59. Good lord. Oh, this is actually... If you've seen any of my older videos, you can still hear skeletons down there. Oh god. There's a big empty, like, chasm under this little peninsula here that was full of monsters. I think this goes in here. That probably goes into it. But I'm not going to, because I am still alive in this hardcore world. Somehow, miraculously. This was the update when Amethyst came out, and it still generated, like, in the ocean randomly. So, spawn is over there where that tiny little red house is. And this is an amplified world, if you couldn't guess already. But this was my spawn lake, and I pretty much did everything just as far as I could get on the water. So this was where I came to start exploring, so I built my little outpost there. And then I realized, while I was building this portal, that off in yon distance is actually a pillager tower. And that was the first time I'd really seen a pillager tower, so it kind of freaked me out, kind of intrigued me. But these guys messed me up, and I was so scared that I was going to lose this world that I did not play on it again until the game updated, and the update absolutely ruined me. Wow. I do miss this, though. And the draw distance. Wow. That's one thing I really like about the newer updates is the terrain generation. We're gonna see a lot of stuttering and frame drops around here because this place was massive. There's my boat. I don't know how I got over there the first time. So this is my base. Significant downgrade. Spawn is that little post over there. That's where the spawn of the world was, so I came out here to this little island. Day 48 apparently is when the 1.18 update came out. Wow. So I made it to... Oh yeah, that's it. Day 59 before this world was just totally unplayable. So when I first updated to 1.18, I remember putting this sign down the day before the update was supposed to go live. I updated my game. I ran down here, because this is my mine, all the way down as far as I could go. And right about there where it starts to get flat, I was at maybe 2 frames a second. It was absolutely horrible. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this world, I'm gonna have to start over. Even though I have maybe 5 hours in this world, it was still a big commitment for me because this was my first hardcore world and I was so terrified of losing it. Because I loved this world. But as I was mining, I got stuck. Ooh, what I hit? Oh, I hit swap. Oh, God. Ah! I got stuck down in the mine. I didn't play for a week while they did a little patch. They don't have the option for... They didn't have the option to make amplified worlds anymore. Creeper. And I was just thinking, like, wow, that's the last time I'm gonna see this world. And I didn't come back to it. And then I remember thinking, hey, if I'm going to delete this world, I might as well do one last thing. And this world, I had a boat that I built the first day. There was a chicken on this island, and the chicken got into that boat. So anytime I went anywhere in this bay here, the chicken went with me. So I thought to myself, hey, I'm going to brute force my way up these stairs, even if I have to do one stair at a time, to get myself back up. And I'm going to build the captain one last little place to be. So I built him a little chicken house. And I don't know what this sign says. Captain Tim, Beach Resort. Wow. One of these chickens' name is Tim. I don't even think I had name tags, so I think I just called him Tim. Oh, a new Tim. Oh, 2 new Tims! But it was literally everything in my power to get up that staircase back over here just to build a little barn. Still in granite. Starting to work in some concrete, some diorite, a little bit of wood. Had a little bit of definition in the roof, but still not a lot. Wow, big interior. But yeah, this was the last thing I built in the world. I did love the amplified world, but it was so hard to get any progress. This was initially going to be, I'd started this world right after I saw Luke the Notable's 100 Days video. That really kicked off the whole 100 Days trend. And this was the first world that I was like, hey, I would like to start making videos. Maybe I could do that, because I'm learning Minecraft. I want to do something that's not been done yet. So I was planning on doing 100 Days in an amplified world. But it was just too much for me. I didn't have the Minecraft experience. The amplified world was so hard to live in that I ended up just giving it up. And I do regret it. Looking back now, seeing what I did, I probably could have done a lot more in this world. But I moved on. And I built a lot more that I'm very much proud of. Oh. Wow. Oh, I know where this is. This is the beginning of 1.18. Yes, yes it is. This is my village. Hello, stall horse. Hello, mob farm that doesn't work. So there's not much to say about this world. Spawned way over there on that island, on the other side of it. Came around the bay here, spent the night on that ruined ship. And then off in the distance I could see the smoke from the village up there. There it is. I could see the smoke from the village while I was coming around the bay here. And I thought, wow, I'll just make my base right here, because I'll be close enough to the village that I can move some villagers over. I can make my own little village over here on this peninsula. And that's what I did. I do still really like this house. There's... Wow, I really did go crazy with torches, didn't I? Wow. It's been a while. Once again, my crazy massive storage system. That's a whopping 7 chests big. What is happening here? Is there an enchanting table in here? Oh, there is! Oh, my big bed. I remember that one. My little viewing room. I loved this too. I wish I had a better view. I wish I chose over there instead of just looking at the blank ocean. I'm pretty sure this is a Binks cat. Oh, he doesn't have the name tag. Most of my cats that are this variety end up being named Binks. Couldn't tell you why. I remember there's quite a few houses here. I guess we'll finish with my house first. Pretty empty. Not a lot to see, to be completely honest. There was a basement. Oh, yes. This was when Moss came out. 1.18. And Dripstone, I'm assuming. This was a survival world, though, so... This was right when I decided that hardcore worlds were really what I liked to do. There was just a lot more challenge in it. So this one kind of got forgotten when I started up my second hardcore world. But I think a lot... Hello. I think a lot of the stuff I did here carried over into what I did in my future hardcore worlds. So this was a house for villagers. Lots of stuff there. Let's see what the villager has. Last day. Nautilus shell. Nothing really cool. That's that. This is the nether portal that you have to crouch to get into. So there's about 100 villager children in the nether because they all used to just pop right through the portal. Carry on. This was my first trading hall. Yeah. This was my first pumpkin and melon farm, too. Oh, this is about to embarrass me. So this is my first trading hall. As you can see, I had the essentials. I think this is like a... They're just regular building? I like having my villagers out in the open. I like giving them some daylight. That's just all beds, I think, in there, just so I could breed more villagers. This was fun, though. I haven't even touched mangrove or cherry wood. So this little tunnel goes right under my base. There's this huge little pocket, and this is where I built my first pumpkin and melon farm. I don't think it worked very good. Oh, it's okay. I don't even know if I can get in here. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same design I've done for every pumpkin and melon farm. Yes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That back up. But this goes around the corner here. Right into my mine. But yeah, another world. I'd like the house designs. I've always been a fan of spruce on white concrete on deep slate. I really like that combination. But couldn't figure out how to do roofs at this point. Just left an empty box. Look at that staircase in the distance made out of wood that I used to get the villagers off the mountain. I remember building that. That was a pain. Barely see it, my little wood staircase. And the village was up there at the very top of the mountain. And my sheep. And another Captain Tim. A chicken in a boat. Which I don't have in my other new worlds. Maybe I should do that. What day is it in this world? 141, so I'm getting progressively longer in a world. But again, this was a survival world, so I wasn't really as attached to it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do these next two worlds a little bit out of order. Where am I? I have no idea what this is. Oh, maybe I do. I think this is a cliffside. Yeah. So this is when the Caves and Cliffs update came out. I think this is 1.19. Oh, wow. Ugh. Let's go this way then. I think I just have a little cave base. I don't think there's anything in this world. Yeah, I remember doing this. Big staircase. Yeah. This is the beginning of worlds where I play for a grand total of like 10, 20 days and then just give up. Because this is back when I was doing survival still. Oh, look at these farms. I like those. Ow. The copper and dark oak. Is this done all the way down? It is. Yeah. This is something I like doing in my worlds, is these popped out farms. Like modular farms. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else here though. Like, look at all the coal I didn't even mine over there. This isn't even the spawn, I don't think. I think spawn is back over that way. That probably took me like an hour. I have a gold hat on. I'm on day 14. And I've got a big staircase and a mountain base. I will say, this is probably the one where I started doing mountain bases and I thought, hey, I like this. Like, finding a big cave and just living in it. I do remember this. Yeah. This is an ugly little base, though. What was I even thinking? Well, this will be another one to go in the... Whoa. This will be another one to go in the delete section. I like the floor, the stripped logs going different directions. I've done that in a couple other worlds too that I really liked. But yeah, that's the first of the rapid fire servers. And this one's gonna be another delete, so goodbye. What is this? Whoa. Ugh. You know, I think I do remember this. Day 6. Yeah, this is going in the garbage too. Wow. There's a village over there. This is not spawn. This is where I chose to build. And then hated it. So, I just left the world. But spawn is over here. How do I go faster? There we go. But I went on this big adventure. My husband and I do this thing where we sneak onto each other's accounts, start a world, and like write something at spawn just to get the other person going. But let me see if I can even find spawn. I'm like 500 blocks away. I really traveled. Oh, right there. That's spawn. Oh, this is when the Deep Dark came out. They stinky! Yeah. Cute. Yeah, I did not even know there was something over here, to be honest. There we go. Oh, wow. A door that goes into another cave. Imagine that. I have not even, like... Okay. Can you tell how much of a hardcore player I am? That I'm like, ooh, wee, playing with the skulk. But yes. Another cute world with nothing in it. A little stack of iron. A little foundation. This is another one for the garbage. Wow. This is a hardcore world. Yeah. And it is so corrupted. Wow. Well, I died right over here to a pillager. Let's see, what did I have? Gold shovel. A hide armor. Oh, there goes my stuff. Wow, that's kind of sad. A little village I was building. This was the hardcore world I made after I lost my first one. Or no, my second hardcore world. Because there was a big mountain here. Why isn't this loading? Oh. Do I just have to go into the new chunks? Oh. Hold on, we're figuring it out together. Wow, this is weird. My nether portal I never lit. My fields. Some pumpkin seeds it looks like. My base is right here somewhere. But I had a little mountain base. This was a huge mountain up this way. You can kind of get the idea of it here. Big, big mountain. And I had a big long corridor with all my stuff in it. And my mine went down this way, right into an ancient city. Oh, ooh. I really thought this was going to be my next long hardcore world. And I just finished putting up this wall too, and stripping it all. God, what day was it? It doesn't even tell you what day it was. It was less than 100, I know that. I think it was like 90 something though. Because this wall took me way too long to make. Ugh. I'm just kind of mad looking at this world. Kind of sad I can't see the base. I'm really sad I can't see the base. It's right here. Yeah, because I used to come through here. There's the gate right there. And I was coming through, I saw these guys, and I went, oh, I can take them. There's only 3 of them. Nope. What is this? Oh! This is my 3rd hardcore world. And I'm still live in this one. I just kind of fell out of love with it again. This was a seed I custom picked, though. Because look at this valley. It goes all the way around. There's that little circular overpass. And there's a huge mountain up this way. that goes all the way around. I hate that I built this ugly thing right in the middle. It's not even like circle. The circles get progressively more and more square. This is fun though. I like this wall. The different wood types. That's a very common theme for me, is to find a village and put a wall around it to make it a little safer. That was my first little build. What day is it in this world? 64. This is one that was also not very good. The world spawn is up there on that little platform, so I had a ladder to get down. Don't really think there's anything over there. This little thing. My mine. My villager house is over here, where they all live in a completely straight line. And then my house is over here. I do like the little curly thing on top. My little tiny house. I forgot I did this floor in here. Oh, I had a texture pack on. Yeah, that's what it was. Little house. But my mine goes down right into an ancient city. Like, dead smack in the middle. And I don't know, for a hardcore world I just didn't want that. So this is another one that just kind of got forgotten. Not really much to say. Again, I thought there would be more in this world. This is the one I was playing before the one I'm currently in. Yeah, I think this is going to be another delete. I don't really want this world. That's the whole tour. I am getting a lot better at building houses, though. I like that. There's iron right there. Oh, I guess I do have full iron. I still have bleh, stone wooden shovels. Bleh. But yeah. That's pretty much it for this world. Not a lot to say. This world is my absolute favorite. Where am I? This is probably my favorite Minecraft world. This was my second after the Amplified world. And the one I was alive in the longest for, it was 478 days, or 470 just about. Because I've been in here a couple times just taking pictures and touring around. But this was the world where I first beat the dragon by myself. Got my first elytra. I don't use elytras anymore because of this world. Because that's actually what killed me. I was in the nether, in the fortress, that I had the fortress all laid out nice, perfectly safe, spawn-proofed. Nothing was spawning there, except for the magma cubes that spawned below it, because I was using them for frog lights. Or I was just setting up my frog light farm. So I had my elytra on, I jumped off of the fortress to go down into the magma cube area, and my elytra didn't open, so I ended up landing in the lava. Had my fire resistance potion on, took a little bit of damage, but the kind of just impact, like, scared me, so I was flailing around for a little bit, trying to figure out where I was. And I got killed by a magma cube. And I would still be in this world if it wasn't for my elytra not opening. Since then, I'd like to think I've gotten a little better with how the elytra works, but for some reason in my mind, it just doesn't make sense to me. And maybe that's because of the way I have my keyboard laid out, because I double tap W to run, which is insane, I know, but that was the default setting. when I first picked up the game. So that's just what I've always done. I guess we can start the tour. I don't have to worry about dying again. But this is spawn. And I really didn't stray too far, because everything I really needed was right here. So, again, everything's all corrupted, so you can't see it. Massive village. Oh, it might let me sneak in here a little bit. Not really. Had a huge village, walled it all off. Had a nice big gateway here that went into the village. I built nice deep slate and blackstone buildings to match. It was starting on a red sand part, continuing the black sand around here. This is just black concrete powder, but I love the aesthetic of black sand beaches. So that's really what I was trying to go for around my main base, which is over there. But we'll stop in here first, because this was my first storage building. And it's very, very narrow. And very noisy. Little storage. This is where I lived for a little bit. This is where I keep my animals, too, hidden. Because I just did not want to see them if I was making a nice big landscape like this. This is the building I moved into afterwards. Which is, again, just another little hollowed out spot. Right in the mountain. Meow. Wow, you can see my mines down there. So this is my side door. And then I had a top door up here that you could go into. Whoop. That was the top floor that I built up. Ooh, wrong way. My upstairs room. Tank. Bedroom. Real ones no. Ding ding. So, back to the front door, there was this little section here that I initially just had for my dogs, but then I could hear monsters over here, so I ended up digging this way. And I found a big cave system that I then turned into a bit of my, like, workroom. So this is where I bred my frogs, this is where I did my pumpkin and melon farm, bee farm, cactus farm, and my mob farm. My mob farm's up here. My mob farm was terrible. Nothing ever spawned in here. Well, if they did, it was very rarely. Yeah. And then I had stuff like creepers that would not pathfind over to the hole. And I had this random thing in the middle. This is before I watched any tutorials on how to really do Minecraft things. And that's what I came up with by myself. Which, pretty okay. Not great, but okay. This little custom biome, though, was my absolute pride and joy. Times crafted. Yeah. 3,400 black concrete powder. That does not surprise me at all. Yeah, I crafted a lot of black concrete powder. And for what little is done of this project, I was absolutely in love with it. I thought this was like the coolest biome project anyone could have ever done. It was a lot of fun to work on this while it was here. And I'm glad to have this much of a record of it. Because I really wasn't sure if I was going to have any of it left when I died. Because I knew it was going to put me back at spawn. And I knew from the previous world that it was doing this weird glitchy, you can't see past this amount of space. And because I died in the nether, it put me back at spawn. I loved what I did with the coral. I don't even remember where the coral reef is in this world. I think it's out that way. Couldn't tell you. It's been that long since I played in this world. But yeah, this is another one that's gonna be deleted. I've really been putting off deleting everything because I've wanted maybe some closure. I don't know if that's really right, but I've spent so much time in these worlds combined that just deleting them seemed like a waste. But now that I have another world that I'm really happy with, I I'm just ready to see them gone and focus on my new world. This was the world that really made me fall in love with the hardcore game mode. I really thought this was going to be the world that I was doing huge builds in and perfecting my craft and all that. But really looking around the world, at least what we can see of it, there's nothing really mind-blowing here. I mean, this building's pretty nice, especially compared to my dirt box. And the biome is really nice. But aside from that, there's nothing here now that really impresses me anymore. I think in the moment when you're playing, it feels like so alive and so good to be there. And I did very much enjoy playing in this world. But I just think it's time to see it off. And doing these videos gives me a little time capsule of what they were like. And I don't have to worry about not seeing them again or forgetting what was in them. Besides what doesn't load and got corrupted. But this feels good to see it off like this. I spent so much time here. This is where I learned how to do redstone. Oh, redstone. I built one farm. And it's a very simple farm. You just put redstone on the back of an observer to trigger a piston. The same with my bees. Just put redstone on the back of a dispenser. This is where I really started exploring the world. This is where I really fell in love with this game. Because you can do things like bring a biome to life. Make your own custom biome. You can retrofit cities. And I know you don't believe me, because there's still like the base game regular house there. But that was the only other house in the city, because that's where I'd shoved all the beds. And I had other big buildings all built in there. There's a village there, there's a village here, and there's another huge mountain off in the distance with a village on top of it. And then just beyond that was my nether portal. Or not my nether portal, my end portal. And I built a nice little house around that. Then went to go fight the Ender Dragon, said my goodbyes to this world. I hadn't even built any of this before I fought the Ender Dragon. I had my little hobbit hole. Ooh. What did I just hit? 2? Oh. Fair enough. I didn't know that did anything. But I had my little hobbit hole there. Went to the end. Spawned pretty much in a nether fortress. But went to the end, fought the dragon, spawned back right there, and then didn't really know what to do with myself. So, started building, started bringing this custom biome to life, did redstone, started doing all the villager stuff, and just from there, I've loved this game ever since. Maybe we'll stand right up here. I remember standing here. Whoop. Yeah, there we go. My horrible little house. My teeny tiny little biome. Which looks so small compared to some of the stuff I've done now. But I'm gonna be deleting this world. And now that I have this little time capsule video, I feel good. I feel good about deleting it. So I'm not going to be worried about, oh, I missed this, oh, how did I do that? I can just go back and look at the video. And if you guys, I don't know, like the video, that's a bonus for me, but this is more just a little reflection for myself. Just to remember what I did in the world. How much fun I had. The little things I did, the little things I learned, how I improved. I went from living on a little tiny dirt island to actually having a base that I was really proud of. But it's time to see it go. Okay, I've got to admit, there's about 3-4 weeks between when I filmed the first part of this video and when I'm actually getting around to deleting things. I went through and I edited like the whole video and everything, and I started thinking about it, and I was just so nervous to actually go through and delete everything. I also had one of my worst memory forgetfulness days ever the other day too, which is partially why I wanted to do this video again, because I knew documenting everything would make me feel a little bit better about my memory loss issues. I think only 3 of these are staying, so I just have to make sure. So we'll start at the top. Whew! Okay, here we go. 1.18. She want to delete this world. 1.18. Let's go. We'll be lost forever. A long time. Yep. Delete. Season 2. Season 3. Ooh, my amplified world. And that's it. Everything looks so clean now. Perfect. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more of my Minecraft world now that I'm back into the hardcore 1.20 game playthrough, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you're new. And I'll try to be a little more consistent with the video uploads. I'm coming back into the winter season, so I have a lot more time on my hands to actually edit and play. So, yeah. Peer pressure me into uploading more videos. But thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys next time.